Happy Monday, Wall Street Bets new. About an hour and 13 minutes into the trading day on Monday. A lot of stuff to look at this morning. Going to start today looking at GameStop. For those of you who are watching, please feel free to put any tickers you want me to take a look at in the comments, and I will take a look at them tomorrow. GameStop today opening above the one-day 21. We spoke about this last week. We've been watching GameStop now for about 2 weeks on these technical analysis. And just to kind of recap, since we're starting the week off, and for those of you who have not been watching GameStop with us on these videos, GameStop had been consolidating in this triangle from end of March all the way till April 26th. So about 5 weeks of consolidation in this triangle pattern. And last week we had GameStop bounce off the one-day 55, which is this green line, over the one-day 21, breaking out of this triangle consolidation. And typically when a equity goes on a run like GameStop did, where it has a huge pump, we want to see a consolidation close to the top. And what we're seeing here is a very, very bullish signal. As we can see, GameStop is up from late last year. GameStop is up still about 1,000%, so 10x from where we were 4 or 5 months ago, and we are consolidating. So this is overall a very, very good sign. And the longer, in my opinion, the longer that we consolidate these levels, the longer we just sit between 150 and 180 and just kind of range, the better. But what really even looks even better is since breaking out above this top diagonal on the triangle and actually even getting above the one-day 21, GameStop has now come down and tested the one-day 21 a few times, and it's acted as support. Even today, getting very, very close to the one-day 21, and it looks like a little bit of buying. If we can zoom in there, we can see how on today's candle, there's actually a wick to the downside all the way down to 171.11, and right now price action is at 174.85. So price action up over $3.50 from the low of today, very close to the one-day 21, which tells me there's a lot of buying coming in close to this major moving average, and that's exactly what you want to see on a bullish stock. You want to see it rest on its one-day 21, get a lot of buying on the bottom side, create some big wicks, and show us that the buyers are still there. With that said, we'll take a look at the oscillator stochastics in a very, very bullish trend, getting close to the oversold or overbought area extreme. Right now, stochastics giving a read of 76.23. Very, very bullish pattern here. RSI a little bit flatter, but above its EMA and above the midline. So overall, both the oscillators are in bullish postures, which is overall a very good sign. So overall, GameStop looking good. I would say as long as price action stays above this one-day 21 and even more so above this major horizontal at 154, overall things do look good. Let's take a look at the lower time frames to see what we see there. Lower time frames, this is the 4-hour, seeing a bit of the same. We're seeing consolidation above the 4-hour 21 and 4-hour 55. We see the taps on April 28th and the close tap earlier this morning, both getting bought up, so that is a good signal. RSI and stochastics looking a little bit weaker here. We actually have stochastics crossing down high in the range, and we have RSI kind of flattening out above the midline at 50, testing its EMA right now. So oscillators on the 4-hour looking a bit weaker, but overall, as long as price action's above these major EMAs, I wouldn't be too concerned. Now let's take a look at the 1-hour. The 1-hour actually price action getting below the 1-hour 21 today, opening up to this price action today at, let's see, 177, selling all the way down to 171, and now back at 174.80. So let's watch today to see, do we end up closing the day above or below this 1-hour 21? But overall, at the moment, things do look okay, as overall price action's just been consolidating between the high 160s and low 180s since breaking out of this triangle formation. The oscillator is also looking a bit weaker on the lower time frames. We can see cross down on RSI and cross down on stochastics. So the oscillators on the 4-hour and 1-hour looking a little bit weaker, but the 1-day, which is the longer term trend, which is really what we care about, still looking quite strong. So GameStop still looking okay. Watching the major levels I'm watching on GameStop today are the one-day 21 coming in at 168.41. So as long as price action stays above 168.41, overall things do look pretty bullish. Now on to a few requests I got this week. So like I said earlier, for those of you who are watching and want to want me to take a look at a ticker, please feel free to put it in the comments and I will take a look at it on tomorrow's video. So a request I did get was for XLM. So go and take a look at this on the 1-day. What I can see on XLM is we do have stochastics in a bullish trend. We have RSI as well above its EMA in a bullish trend. We have a very, very nice bounce off of the 1-day 100 back in from April 23rd till April 26th. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touches and then blast off. Not only did we blast off of the 1-day 100, we broke through the 1-day 55. These wicks came down, tested that area, broke above the 1-day 21. These wicks came down, tested that area, and now up higher. We can see the current candle we're forming today is a bit of a doji. So what a doji tells you is when there's a big wick to the upside and downside, and a small body, that's a little bit of indecision in the market. So we can see on a candle like this, very full-bodied, basically closing at the highs. Typically, when you get a candle like this, you see continuation to the upside, as this tells you the market is all in agreement, everybody's buying. Today, though, we are seeing buying and selling pressure on both sides, causing these major wicks, which tells us there's a bit of a fight going on. So not as clear at this moment which way XLM will be heading. Typically, these kind of candles do indicate a local top. So let's watch, though, because on the day, we still do have 9 hours and 11 minutes to go. So a bit of time left in the day. And this candle can end up much different with 9 hours to go. But at the moment, looking like a little bit of indecision on XLM. I also got a request for Uranium Energy Corp, that is UEC. Let's take a look at this one. UEC, nice bounce off the 1-day 55 on April 20th and 21st, breaking through the 1-day 21 and now finding support on the 1-day 21. Overall, this does look bullish. As long as price action stays above the 1-day 21, coming in right now at 286, I would say this does look very good. Today, even a big wick to the downside. We can see that green thin line to the downside on this current candle, and price action getting all the way bought back up. And today, we're actually almost at the highs of the day right now, so looking pretty healthy right now. With that said, stochastics in a bullish posture. RSI actually bouncing off of its EMA last week and now bouncing back up. So oscillators good, price action looks good. This looks like it definitely could have more room to run. Another request we got was UR Energy. The ticker is URG, coming in right now at $1.19, up 3.48% today. Very clearly, you can see a very nice bounce off the 1-day 21 this morning. Huge wick to the downside. Let's measure the wick from today's open. So price action in the last hour and 19 minutes sold all the way down 4.28% to the 1-day 21, and now have bought all the way back up, making the day up 2.97%. So very, very bullish price action to here. Big buying. The wick like this to the downside and testing this 1-day 21 tells you a huge amount of buying came in to reverse this that quickly. So the buyers are still certainly in control, and we do have huge buy support off this 1-day 21, which isn't too surprising, as we can see last Thursday and Friday, a lot of buying on these areas. As we can see, both days closed right above it. Even last Thursday, wicking all the way down to 108, and price action getting bought back up tells you a huge amount of people are buying on this 1-day 21. So this definitely shows some very strong support. With the oscillators crossed up, this definitely could have some higher upside. A target somewhere around 124 to potentially even 128 does seem likely at this point. And lastly, I got a request for Microvision. Trading today down almost 10%. A big pump last week. Let's see, the pump off the 1037 area led all the way up 168% in only 4 days to 27, and now retracing all the way back down. Still, since that pump began, price action still is up a nice 30%, but compared to 165%, it doesn't seem so significant anymore. At the moment, though, it does look like this pump was into earnings, and earnings did not do so well, as it looks like they missed by 60%. And we can see actually on Friday of last week and this morning, rejection off the 1-day 21. So as we can see, GameStop, all the stocks we looked at this morning, GameStop, XLM, UEC, URG, all bouncing off their 1-day 21s, but Mavis or MVIS actually getting rejected off the 1-day 21, right? So it's a very easy way to tell who's in control. Is it the buyers and sellers? And very clearly here we have a very different trend than we were looking at on some of the other stocks. So big selling pressure coming in here. With the oscillators crossed down, I wouldn't be surprised to see some more significant downside. Well, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. If there's any tickers you want me to take a look at in tomorrow's video, please feel free to put them in the comments, and as well, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Have a great day.